Alright, good evening ladies and gents, welcome back to Compound Interesting. In today's video we're doing another deep dive on an NFT project, and today's project is VeeFriends. And if you don't know what VeeFriends is, it's a collection created by Gary Vaynerchuck, or Gary V as he's well known. And if you're betting on VeeFriends, you're obviously betting big time on Gary V. So first off, I think we should start with who the hell is Gary V? As you probably most of you know him, but he's kind of the godfather of hustle culture, the godfather of business personalities on social media. And when I think of Gary V, in my opinion, I think he's one of the best, if not the best, predictor of human behavior and culture years before it happens. So for example, like a few years ago, Gary V was talking about this app. People are asking him, like, what's the next social media that will blow up? And he was talking about an app called Musical.ly. He thought that was good, and people on Musical.ly were doing these little funny dances to music, and I thought that was completely stupid. I thought it was completely wrong, and it was just going to be like another Vine with 6-second short videos that was going to fade into oblivion. Sure enough, Musical.ly turns into TikTok, and that's probably the biggest, definitely the fastest growing social media of all time, but potentially soon to be the biggest social media of all time. So he didn't just predict TikTok, he also predicted every single social media blowing up. He predicted podcasting would be huge in the future. Like, this is years and years ago. So not only did he predict social media, he also was very early in the NFT space. He actually started a Zoom call with a lot of his friends and different influencers and people. He started a Zoom call with them and told them all to buy CryptoPunks. And this was before CryptoPunks. Well, it was kind of during when CryptoPunks started blowing up. Gary V was involved in the NFT space, and he saw the future, and basically bought a load of CryptoPunks. He was real early on the NFT space and has made a huge impact in the NFT space. So he's an incredibly well-known entrepreneur. He has 10 million followers on Instagram, 3 million on Twitter, 15 million on TikTok, and 4 million on YouTube. And it kind of goes with the whole mantra of, like, put out 79 pieces of content every 4 seconds. And he's just an extreme grinder, but he really knows what he's talking about. So he has a few businesses where he helps other businesses and people grow their social media accounts and tell them what's important and how to put out good content on a consistent basis. That's kind of one of the main things his company does. So that's probably enough on Gary V. Just a quick introduction on him. Let's move on to his actual project, which is VeeFriends. So as you can see, Gary V is not only a fantastic entrepreneur, he's also an unbelievable artist. As you can see, he's probably going to be the next Picasso. But in all seriousness, the art of this project is not what the selling point is. So VeeFriends is essentially different animals or characters with different traits that Gary thinks are very important. So we have like a countable anteater, and it has all these different characteristics and characters, and the characteristics are things that Gary V thinks are really important to succeed as a great human being. So Gary V has pulled off a lot of amazing things with VeeFriends. He's introduced a lot of things that are completely unique and has really opened the door for what is possible to do with NFTs. So what he's trying to do with VeeFriends, not only is he going to try and grow the IP, so he's going to make these characters into TV shows, have them on toys, which he's recently released toys, we'll talk about that. He wants them in movies, he wants them in books. So he's really trying to grow the brand of these different characters over the coming years and decades. So Gary V is an extremely long-term thinker, and I think he's going to be growing this brand for years and decades. And that's something I really like to see when I invest in any sort of project. So one of the interesting things that Gary V did with the first 10k VeeFriends, each of those VeeFriends acted as a ticket for 3 years to VCon, which is Gary V's enormous conference somewhere in America, I can't remember where, but it was an enormous conference focused on Web3, focused on entrepreneurship, got loads of really famous guests, loads of really top quality speakers to speak at VCon, and it's one of the most successful conferences ever. Like tens of thousands of people, or maybe obviously 10,000 people, but also like an extra few thousand in a massive stadium. So that was the first utility of that, which like they sold for only a couple of grand each of the VeeFriends, and that utility was 3 years of VCon. And a similar kind of conference, those tickets would be like 1,000 each, and to get that for 3 years, like, it's already paid for itself but obviously there's going to be much more utility that comes over it over the next few decades. So there are other cool benefits to holding VeeFriends, like some of them were gift goats, which means if you just put in your address, like your home address, you would just get different random gifts sent to you all the time for holding a gift goat. Another utility that some of the VeeFriends have is that you actually get one-on-one, well, not one-on-one, but you actually get Zoom call time with Gary Vee. So you get regular access to Zoom calls with Gary Vee, asking questions with other people who have that NFT. So it's just like kind of branching out the different utility that NFTs. He's just exploring different options, and yeah, so that was like what happened with VeeFriends Series 1, and then he released another 55,000 VeeFriends Series 2, and I have 3 of those, which I bought at 1 Ethereum, so I'm down quite a lot on them. So obviously with VeeFriends there's a huge focus on utility and growing the brand or the IP of these different characters, and in my opinion he's probably doing the best job, or if not one of the best jobs in the entire Web3 space of doing this. And he's actually got a lot of these toys that he's made of the different characters. He's got them into huge stores like Macy's and Toys R Us and other ones that I don't really know but are American. Yeah, so these different toys are going to end up in kids' houses, and the kids are going to be able to get a book to go with that toy, and that will actually grow the IP and the story of each of the characters. So obviously they're going to see this VeeFriend, what the hell is this? And then they'll be able to explore and learn more about these characters over time, growing the brand and growing anyone who holds the NFT's value probably over the long term is the idea. So don't be surprised over the coming years when Gary releases like content for each of these characters and releases more things that will grow the brand and grow the IP. He wants to create like a new Disney or the next Pokemon or something like that, where there's all these characters that people know and people love. And I do think Gary will be able to grow this brand massively, as he's an amazing entrepreneur and he's already grown his social media accounts to millions of followers. So you know, you can bet on this guy quite comfortably, in my opinion, to do stuff that is extremely creative. So the current valuation of VeeFriends is, just for VeeFriends Series 1, is 90 million, and the valuation for VeeFriends Series 2 is 28 million. So if VeeFriends was a cryptocurrency, or if it was a coin, it wouldn't even be in the top 100 cryptocurrencies. To be in the top 100, I think you need a valuation of about 300 million at the moment. So yeah, it seems a little bit undervalued to me. Like, this is one of the biggest entrepreneurs of all time, and has one of the biggest brands in the world. So I'm really excited to follow VeeFriends over the coming years and see what other utility and cool things Gary Vee is going to bring to it. Like, in my mind, this is a really low risk, long-term play of an NFT project. You're betting on Gary Vee, and I think Gary Vee is probably a good guy to bet on, in my personal opinion, not financial advice. So I'm definitely going to be researching more into VeeFriends. Probably the best places to go is into the Discord, asking people there, because they're all really, really friendly if you wanted to. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Cheers.